Hi, I thought I'd hop on here and talk about a phase that I find myself going through. It's been ongoing for the past few months, and I I thought if this would help anybody who is feeling the way I have felt, that you're not alone. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. This is not some sort of I have the three-step program or magic trick that will help you resolve whatever it is you're going through. Because for me, I found that I was going around trying to see, am I the only one who feels like this? Maybe I am, maybe not. So I said, maybe just put something out there for anyone who might be feeling the same way that you're feeling, and just let them know you're not alone. And that's what I wanted to do. So I would start by talking about, okay, I'm a single mom of two. My kids are 12 and 10. And well, with the state of the world everywhere, there's nobody at this time in life, except for the children, who are who is not bothered by one problem or the other, be it relationship, economy, finance. People are feeling the pinch in one way or another. So sometime in December, I had quit my job and started a new life coaching program, counseling kind of thing in February, and it showed promise. People were responding. Yes, I do still have a few people who are quite interested in what I am putting out, and it was good, but it hasn't yet come up to the level where it's giving you a sustainable thing. So I have a couple of other things going on that I'm trying to do, but what it started to feel like was that every other venture, every other thing that I tried to start off, multiple streams of income, always seemed to have some sort of blockage. I got a gig, a writing gig, and within February and March, it was going really, really well, and then suddenly stopped in April. A few other things I've tried my hand at, and they all kind of went, just fizzled out, fizzled out, fizzled out. Then from June, there came this feeling of it's never gonna get better. And what mainly where my fear was coming, because I couldn't understand why I was feeling that this is not the first time that I've gone through hard times, and in one way or another we still managed to scrape by. But at this point in time, it was maybe, like I said, I can't be sure of where it's coming from. I can't be sure, because the mind will always try to say, like, try to find a meaning, a reason for a logical reason for why things are happening the way they're happening. And my mind was in overdrive. I was ruminating, I was anxious. I was having a really bad psychic period. That's what I would call it. There's nothing else I could call it, because I couldn't understand why logically, I'm intellectually as well, I'm analyzing the thing, and I'm like, there's actually an answer for this, there's an answer for this. But emotionally and psychically, I wasn't there. I'm still not there, but maybe I'm shifting a bit, and that's the reason why I'm able to talk about this now. But I found myself sleepless nights, uncontrollable thinking that I couldn't just stop. There was still a small part of me that was basically watching, witnessing whatever it is that was going on. But it was existing side by side with that overactive mind, the overactive imagination, the overactive activity in the head, in the brain, in the thoughts that just wouldn't let go. And it was physically, it was manifesting sleepless nights, pains all over my body, headaches, migraines, yeah, things like that. I just, no matter how much I told myself, this is a phase, this is something you're going through, I couldn't just snap out of it. And it went on and on and on until it became so intense that I started to have suicidal ideations. One night, and while lying in my bed, I was just like, what's the point? Why am I here? Why am I here to feel this sort of feeling of hopelessness, pointlessness, bleakness of the future? There's nothing to look forward to. There was absolutely in my head, there's absolutely nothing to look forward to. As far as I was concerned, if I was gone, then yeah, it will make this mind, this restless mind, finally get cut off. And yeah, it made a lot of sense for that to happen. And even now, as I'm speaking of it, it still makes a lot of sense. Not that there's still not a side of me that's saying, no, we're not going to do that. Yes, there's still a part of me that says, we're not going to do that. But there's also a part of the brain that says, yes, when the mind is going through this and there's nothing that can be done about it, and no matter how, what methods and strategies you've put into place, that this is not going to work, then yeah, it makes sense for get rid of it. Or yeah, if you're not around, then you wouldn't feel this. You wouldn't feel this way. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not doing this to come and tell you, oh, I have finally found what would make you feel better. I haven't. But I am just expressing what I'm feeling. They're existing side by side. There's a part of me that is saying, we're not going to do that. Yes, if push actually comes to shove, I'm not going to take a bottle of pills and off myself or do something drastic. But there's a part of me that says it makes sense, because if you do this, then you stop feeling this way. And if this video gets out there, there are probably going to be a lot of people saying things like, oh, that's so selfish. How could you be thinking such a thing? Have you thought of the so-called children that you left, or you say you have, and then you're thinking what will happen to them? And everybody is justified in whatever opinions they may have about this. Like I said when I started this video, it's to say, for anyone who feels like this is not to encourage you to do something drastic. This is to tell you that somebody feels the same way you're feeling. I feel this way. It doesn't mean I'm acting on it. I'm not. If somebody were to come in and try and smother me with a pillow, I wouldn't just lie there and take it. I'll probably fight, yes. There's still the instinct for life in me. I'm just saying that I'm not prescribing anything. I'm describing. It's a description of what is going on. It's just a description of what is going on. And I don't know if there's someone who needs to hear this. to feel this way, maybe you don't have to feel like there's something wrong with you. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. That there's nothing wrong with you if you're feeling this way. I actually feel like being able to talk about this is kind of moving the energy, moving it a little bit. Yeah, it's given me a bit of distance from that energy, so that I am not stuck in it as feeling it as viscerally as I was in the thick of it. Because, like, for the whole of the month of July, I isolated. Today is the 15th of August 2026. So that means that I have moved on from that really, really intense period. So it comes and then it goes. So this too shall pass, basically. Maybe that's what I'm also trying to say. And yeah, you're not alone. And don't feel like you're alone. In the thick of that, I remember feeling, I don't want anybody to tell me to cheer up, because I want to be cheerful, but somehow I can't seem to move myself out of this. The only other voice, the only other thought that kept coming through in all this was, sit with it, feel it, stay with it. So I deliberately did not want to communicate, because there was also this feeling about, why, what's the point? And everybody's going through their own stuff, so what makes you any different? Why should you go and talk? And there was also the other side of it, which was anybody that was going to try and make me or try and compel me to become more cheerful or stop thinking, was just only going to get me either pissed off and more entrenched, like leave me to wallow in peace, basically. As dark as that sounds. But anyway, let me stop this here. I'm hoping that this helps by just saying that I feel like you feel. That's all. And I hope you feel better. Because right now, that's what I'm feeling. I'm hoping that the person whoever listens to this feels better. I know that back then, I couldn't care less whether I felt better. All I knew was what I was feeling right there and then. And there's still a bit of it still. Yeah, still in the background, but it's not as strong as it used to be. So I'm not using this to spread bleakness. Actually, I'm trying to use it to spread hope, because I think that, yeah, underneath all this darkness and bleakness, there was still a hope somewhere that it will get better. And maybe that's why I'm making this video. So yeah, I love you. Bye for now.